Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It is 2 minutes after the hour, right? For those of you who are having lunch, enjoy your lunch, okay? This is Papa Snow coming to you live out of Guyana right now. So good day to everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. Today we've got a lot of conversation, right, to go through. A lot of things that we should be discussing. And, just bringing out the current events, making sure everyone knows what's going on and that we are all kind of pretty much on the same page. Okay, there's still a lot of confusion out there in terms of what is going on at GECOM. That is just one of the issues that is going on in Guyana right now. We'll discuss a little bit about the fire that destroyed the GECOM building in Linden. We're also going to be talking about what happened, right, with the fire at the prison. Okay, that was pretty simple, right? And currently at this moment, in fact, up to the present time, there has been approximately 3 confirmed bomb threats in Georgetown. All right, and we're gonna try to connect all these dots, as well as the fact that someone tried to burn down the Yumana again, right? So all this and more is what we will be discussing today, right? So for those of you who know, this is my personal vlog. My name is Papa Snow. Those who know my full name, congratulations, you're very lucky. Okay, it's a pleasure to have you guys here with me this afternoon, and we're gonna go straight from the top, right? And straight from the top is real simple. Over the weekend, everybody has been waiting on GECOM to meet to discuss the report that Enfield would have submitted. All right, and once again, ladies and gentlemen, just to get to the point, they gave him more time. Yep, they gave him more time, right? And it is a funny thing, right? What would you have done if you were his boss at this moment, right? Also, systems of accountability still need to be in place. However, Miss Claudette Singh has stood her ground in telling him he needs to submit the report with the accurate numbers reflected from the recount. At least that is the words of Sase Gunraj, attorney at law, right, in an interview that he did live on TV, in accordance to what Mr. Enfield has been instructed to do, right? Mind I say, I wasn't in the building. I gotta go on some information coming from the people who were there. Okay, if there is another interpretation of what had happened inside there, and someone who knows it is currently watching, feel free to share your interpretation of it. I'm interested in hearing what it is you have to say. And also, please state why at the same time, okay? Educate us, okay? Good day. I see some of my friends showing up. Hey, Corenza, what's up? Miley, Marita, everybody. Yeah, definitely. I needed a haircut. I was looking too old. I was going undercover as an old man for a little bit. And that's how I discovered that a lot of these old politicians are just pretty wicked, right? So I have to, go undercover incognito for a moment. But I'm back again, and I'm looking a little fresh, and that's good. That's always a positive thing. All right, so, Enfield is once again given the opportunity and time to write a report. What do you think is going to come back on that report, ladies and gentlemen? And also, we can discuss who Enfield's subordinate or his possible replacement would be in case he does not submit an accurate report once again, and what that will also mean for Guyana. Because the reality is, if Enfield does not submit an accurate report based on the reflection of the recount and exercise that went on, then Enfield will more than likely be reprimanded inside GECOM and have to go ahead and be replaced. But then the person that is replacing Enfield, OMG, what do you think that person is going to do? Because she does have a very interesting personality. If you check her record, she has always leaned in one direction. What do you think she's gonna do? Right? So that is, yep, my, oh my. Right? Like this thing is just get bad to us. Right? There's a good chance that they will go through the process. Lowenfield will be reprimanded. Myers may take over. And then she will have her go at the gauntlet as well. Okay? She will be able to submit a false report, and then another false report, and another false report. By the time we're done with this charade, right? I'm sorry, Mr. Irfin. Your presidency might be over by the time you are due to swear in. I don't know how the law works out for that one, but let's see what's going on. Right? It is crazy. It is crazy how these people are just playing with the lives of a whole country. I think it is ridiculously crazy. However, the power still lies within Claudette Singh's hands, not just to stand ground on a report, but she can actually supplement that by doing the right thing and stepping up. So you're still not completely off the hook yet, Miss Claudette Singh, because some people still know what your legal ability is and what you could or can't do, right? It's part of the job description, okay? So, miss, please just don't just write it on paper. Stand up and do your job. Affirmative action. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of funny things going on, okay? The fact that Miss Claudette Singh once again reiterated in written format to Mr. Lowenfield that he must submit a report based on accurate results of the recount. Suddenly, the GECOM building in Linden burns down. There are more bomb threats. Let me tell you what, Miss Singh, do not be fooled. If you need protection, there are people willing to protect you. Don't be fooled with their little scare tactics. Miss, if they only touch you right now, this whole place upturned. You don't know what happened? All of them lose it, miss. Both political parties lose it if you get touched right now, miss. But if you feel unsafe, miss, you can come live with me. I will protect you. And it'll be both we getting licks, but at least we get the licks for the truth, miss. Right? But no, reality is, if you feel unsafe, miss, there are a lot of agencies and people that you could and know that you definitely can contact. Right? There are international agencies here in this country willing to run to your rescue. Better them than me too, because I think you look a little like Chucky. It might scare me, right? I don't know how Sebastian gonna work with that one, miss. But at the same time, I do respect the fact that you are attempting to hold your ground correctly. And I'm not an enemy of you, miss. Neither is the population of Guyana. Believe it or not, all of us want to see you very safe and secure. However, miss, you need to do your job so that we could do ours. Right? The bottom line. You need to do your job so we can do ours, miss. We are willing to fight for you, to protect democracy. We are definitely willing. You got no idea how many people standing with you, miss. Do not be scared of these scare tactics that people are performing. Is it the police threatening you? Is it the military threatening you? Who threatening you, miss? Who telling you, look at what we could do? Miss, we could do a lot more than that, miss. We will protect you. Trust me. At least me and my bull will take a bullet for you. But you gotta make sure we get justice. Alright, miss? You gotta make sure we get justice. This is a fact. Alright? This is a fact, miss. You gotta give justice to the people of Guyana. You are a justice. You got to give justice to the people. I know that all of these bomb scares and this and that. Yeah, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. People in Guyana ain't got no real bomb them. Closest thing to some real bomb, maybe the military got some C4. Maybe they got 1 and 2 grenade and ting. Right? But let me tell you what. Ladies and gentlemen, business owners and everything, do the smartest thing that you could have possibly did. Just insure your damn places. Story done. If they damage your place, you get rich. Story done. That's why there is insurance. right? Be smart. Let the hooligans break it down, but claim back your money in insurance. And why would I tell you that? Because insurance in Guyana has been the biggest fraud of all damn time. And it's time they start giving back to Guyanese people something. Right? Don't appreciate it. Collecting money from people all the time. When people are actually sick, they gotta fight up and run behind the thing to get their money. Oh, I don't appreciate that, insurance people. You're up on skunt. Good. Right? Giving people false medical report just to raise the insurance premium. Think I don't know all the tricks. People just know, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure if you got business, you got a little money, you live in a wood house, insure. Call GTM, call NAPICO, call all them people right away. Bam, bam, bam. Hey, check this out, right? There's about to be a fire tornado running through my country shortly because people can't handle the truth. Okay? So, I need some fire insurance, right? I know all you gotta do after that is go and talk the truth. They gonna come burn down your place and you're gonna get a better place next year. Story done. Solutions, right? But all this bomb scaring and all this thing them here, let me tell you what. How they get the bomb scare? Somebody had to call it in. Guyana ain't got pay phone. That call had to come from somewhere. Who make the phone call? Where's Special Branch? If Special Branch could have traced down a cell phone call to a man that was hanging out at a Splashman place, who they claiming he was kidnapped for money for extort the family from Trinidad, how come we can't find out who all these idiots is making bomb threat? What really happening here? Something very funny here. Unless the people who are supposed to be investigating it are the people making the bomb threat. Allegedly, I'm not saying that. Sanita, I'm not saying no. But at the same time, Sanita, it is also a very delicate thing. Because you gotta give everybody a way out. I learned something, you know. Right? Sometimes you corner a bear. You know you could kill the bear, but there's a chance that the bear could kill you. However, there's still a possibility that you could coexist with the bear. But if you keep the bear in the corner, you eliminate the possibility to coexist with the bear. After that, it is either you or the bear. So sometimes you gotta back off a little when you see the bear tucking tail, and you got to let it go away. So, Miss Claudette Singh, Enfield, y'all getting them final escape before it's boat and boat, man. Oh, what really going on? Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Live to forage another day in the forest. Little bears, live. It is a funny thing. So whether she playing victim now or she's not playing victim, she is still obligated by law, based on her position, to do the right thing. I miss, you don't gotta like me, you ain't got nothing, but at the same time, once I see you do the right thing, girl, I myself gonna come and stand guard by your house. And I ain't lying, I'm gonna bring a bull and we're gonna stand right there and say, hell no, nobody ain't getting to Miss Singh. And I'm crazy enough to do it, right? So I just want y'all know that, right? So, and that would be fun to watch. I'm hoping I don't have to, because I still ain't fully got Sebastian trained yet. And he might want to boot me 2 times down the road on the way down. But it's all out of love. It's alright. Right? But the reality is, you know, when I saw the building go up in flames in Linden, that was a message to someone in GECOM. Somebody sending a message. This is just my opinion. Somebody sending a message to people in GECOM. Hey, we're going to burn down the buildings. We're going to do this and this. If they can't stop us from doing this, this is just my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, right? It's how it comes across. This is how those gangsters work, right? They want to send messages, right? They want to send messages, right? They're trying to scare people. Don't be scared. Real shit. Don't be scared. Okay? Because the bottom line is, anybody trying to push violence and fear tactics here in this country, you will be met with the right corrective course of justice. You will be met with it. Do not think you will escape it. You will be met with it. Because the people of this country are uniting against that type of bullyish, criminal, terroristic behavior. The decent people are uniting against it. And if you expect to live productively in this country beyond this time that we are in, you got to correct your action and stop being a skunt. Allow evolution to take its course. Guyana needs to evolve. Okay? This is a fact. You need to let your suicidal giant rest itself where it is. It is on the verge of decaying. It done dead. It's decaying right now. Please don't make the decent people of this country speed up that process by trying to cause us to submit in fear and tyranny, because you will not like the result that comes from trying to oppress people with that type of behavior. Will not work out well for the country. Right? Decent people, I don't know, but I know the ones I've been talking to, they ain't gonna take this shit much longer. They've been exercising a great deal of patience. And for any of those lunatics or idiots out there who think that you can go and destroy public property and go and terrorize man or terrorize private business owners and things, y'all don't know is what y'all doing. Y'all gonna make the people who got money in the country make up their mind and say, you know what, it's best we take all this money here, and instead of losing it because of them thief man them and them jackass them, you know what, let we give it to somebody that could get rid of the problem. And then it can be big story. You know, how do you think certain things like the black clothes and the phantom and all of them things originated? It is because of these types of problems and dilemmas. That is what it is. For the people out there that say during the PPP time all of these people were murdered and killed, what the fuck? How do you think shit started happening? People reacted out of fear. People are reacting out of fear. And if you try to drive this public into a state of fear, they are going to empower people who are fearless to pay you a visit. And then it, you know, what gonna happen after that, because I, you know, like yeah, I want the skunt. I know what really going on with people. Right? There's a law. And provided that people follow the law, everyone in Guyana will have a benefit. Everyone will have a benefit. Ladies and gentlemen, on both sides of the playing field, and all political parties, the reason why we have these problems is because the politicians who we have selected, they have polluted our legal systems with their own greedy intentions. They have misled thousands of people who have depended on them. Now, after you have put so much trust and faith in all of them had long period times to rule and be leaders and everything, and Guyana still is no further than it was 40 years ago. In my opinion, both groups have failed the freaking people, because we're still dealing with this bullshit in a day and age like today. Decent people of Guyana, hold your ground. Steadfast in this approach. And I told you already, there's a way to systematically beat this system without the damn politics. You use economics. Because economics is still the driving factor of their political decisions. You use the economics. You boycott. And you boycott in such a safe and strategic manner that nothing that stand against you could ever rise again. But in order to do that, you got to work well with each other. You got to have good communication. The Indian people in the country and the decent people and the good black people in the country, they all need to learn how to put bullshit aside and cooperate. Cooperate. Winston, there's only so much backup I could get. Only so much backup I could give. The best backup is called prevention. And if you prepare correctly, you could prevent a lot of nonsense from happening. You could prevent a lot of nonsense from happening. Because let me tell you what, and let me say this when I speak to the decent black people. Let me speak to all the black people in the damn country, right? Hey, check this out. If you know black man involved in doing one and two of this skunt, tell your Matty black man, stop this shit. It's making y'all look fucking bad. If there's some low-life coolie people out there involving themselves in all of this nonsense, yo, all Indians, yo, find your Matty and tell them, hey, stop this skunt. Y'all only holding me back. This thing isn't about race, you know. This thing is about either you're going to go forward or you're going to drop behind. And there's only one or two realistic possibilities that could take you forward. And being divided is not that. Being divided is anything but that. There is a bigger enemy coming to the shores of Guyana. And these politicians and their damn games and this bouncing around freaking judicial system and all this shit that's going on, this is a distraction. Guyana, you are not ready for what is coming. We need to be prepared. And people ain't listening. Instead of helping us to solidify and keep our infrastructural institutions in place, they burning it skunt down. They costing we more money than we ain't even got. Treasury done bankrupt skunt. In fact, you know what happened? Apnu bend the treasury over, reach its hand in the treasury BT and pull its skunt inside out like it want to go make black pudding. This is a serious thing. People don't understand. Poor people in the country are talking to you right now because y'all is going to be the one for take the cheap pay for go and do the dirty work. They are the same ones who kept you poor. They kept you poor so that you will be willing to do their dirty work. Isn't it about time this shit change? It could change. It could change rapidly. But it requires cooperation, communication, non-biasness, putting aside the small things and looking at the bigger picture. So far, I have not come across a leader that has touched base in Guyana or been considered a leader of Guyana that has created any single thing that has been sustainable. They have failed to create sustainable mechanisms in this country. That means that none of these people know how to make this country grow. I have yet to see anything sustainable that could operate or function without them. Everything that they build must be tied to them. Don't you see the selfishness in that? It's like I give you a car and I say I give it to you, but I always hold the paperwork. And you could only use it when I tell you to use it. Did I really give you a car, or did I systematically turn you into my bitch? Because that is what the politicians have done. That is what the politicians have done. But they could not do it unless the public gave them the ability to do so. Alright? Gave them the ability to do so. Right? It's just too much failing. Too much failing going on. They're failing in everything. That is okay. I can be an ass. My name is Anthony Sean Snow. The initials spell ASS, okay, Bernard Innes? That is okay. And it doesn't matter if I started off well. I'll be an ass. I'll probably always be an ass. Ready to shit on everybody that affects the democracy in this country. I'll shit on them. Because I'm tired of what they're doing to the population. Because I'm part of that population. Okay? Now imagine Apnu started off well, skunt. What happened there now? Maybe they need an ass to hook up the cart and drag the skunt out. So maybe an ass is the right thing. Right? But at least I'm real. And I can back up what I say. Right? Oh. Looks like we're hurting people's feelings already. I'm glad you come here to get your feelings hurt. I enjoy it. It's a rainy day. I wouldn't notice when you cry. Okay? So get over it. Right? By the way, on a follow-up on the fire at Lausanne prison. Okay, it turns out it was just some angry inmates who took advantage of an opportunity to start a fire. Pretty much because their weed and cigarettes were taken. And probably their cell phones. Right? So yeah. What I don't understand is that why take it from them and some of the same people are the ones smuggling it in. It sounds more like a system of extortion. You help them get it at a high price, then you take it away from them when you're broke so you can help get it again, right? Oh. Right? What's this? I'm getting love letters right now. Oh, thank you very much. Right? Yeah, you know. So, ladies and gentlemen, it just sucks that they're still giving Enfield more time. However, he's going to get more time. There's also a rumor, and I say a rumor, going around that that President Granger is planning on exercising some type of legal authority, right? Some sort of legal authority to fire or terminate the employment of the chairman if she doesn't do what they want her to do. But like I said, that's just a rumor, right? Because I wasn't there, I don't know. But there are people up right now on social media stating that that is what it is. So if you're interested, you would have noticed that I would have put up the video there for review, right? So you could go ahead and check out the video, see what you think, right? Joel Harris, let me see. You have a question there. Let me ask you something. Is just Apnu has Guyana where it is? No, absolutely not. You are absolutely correct. It is not just Apnu that has Guyana where it is. The PPP is involved, and just as much as both major political parties are involved in having Guyana the current state of which it is right now, that means that the people of Guyana are also to blame. Right? Give Jackie Jacket. How they get there? People have to support them. People have to put them there. Okay? So, there's a saying that I use, right? I created this saying. It's my saying. I ain't want nobody trying to act like them created, right? It's a saying that I really find to reflect Guyanese behavior and culture, right? It goes like this. You want what you want till you get what you want. So what the hell you want to know? Not true. Not true. Think about it. Black man had black leadership, Coolie man had Indian leadership, and both leadership failed. And now the two of them who fail in leadership at different points in time, always arguing about basically which one is less of a fucking failure. But I can tell you the PPP is less of a failure. I would bet more money on the PPP than I would on the PNC. Why? Because the PNC got too many damn racial politics in it. Right? And I've seen that. I've seen that. Sandra Tularam, you would be wrong. Guyana was not a paradise under the PPP. If that was the case, people would not have voted them out. It was a paradise for a handful of people. And it was fucking torture for the rest of the week. Let me tell you. And let me tell you what the biggest downfall of the PPP was. Right? And I can tell you this, right? And if you haven't seen the video that I did in December of 2019, when I stood on the platform for Change Guyana, right? The biggest headache and problem for the PPP was that they allowed their friends and their cronies to run wild, unchecked. Unchecked. You give we money, you support we, you do bam 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 bam. Well, I gonna turn a blind eye when you're fucking up innocent people. That's the biggest fault for the PPP, you know. That in itself was the biggest fault. Right? Plenty of people say Barrett is thief. Well, I personally never see the man thief. I did see him lose control. It was visually available for me to see that he lost control of the PPP between the period of certain years in terms of persons who were affiliated to the PPP, the businesses that they were involved in, and all of the actions and everything else that transpired. I did see that. That was evident. You could have seen it everywhere. You could have seen it everywhere. You could have seen it when you know that the former Attorney General, sorry Nandalal, right, gets share in a casino and a hotel. All of this conflict of interest. Not knocking you, Nandalal, but I just remember the meeting that we had in your office when you asked me, Mr. Snow, what is going to happen with your political career that people now consider you a criminal, right? And like I said, Mr. Nandalal, it's all a point of view, somebody's perspective, right? But I just don't understand how come the people who are law-abiding citizens can be in government positions and have their names in hotels and casinos and ting. All of that just sounds like conflict of interest to me, right? So just touching base on just some of the, you know, important things that people need to look at. Now, I don't hate nobody. I don't hate nobody. I don't give you wrong for whatever the hell it is you feel you got to do. Okay? My problems come when you start locking up man for lesser crime, but you doing big one. Now, what they did was they set a bad example. And everybody from the next side watching the example, they said, buy these man, they're racketing, they're getting away with this and bop. Right? All of this thing set up, bop. So when the next side get back in, now skunt is sweet, right? And I always telling people, I'm not the biggest fan of the PPP. You know, I definitely don't like the behavior of the PNC. I respect people in the PNC and I respect people in the PPP as individuals, because I've met a lot of really good people in both of those organizations. Brilliant people. However, I also understand that the brilliant people from those organizations almost never get to where they're supposed to be so that they can do a damn good job for the country and the people here. Why? Because of friends, business associates, campaign contributors, right? Corruption, skunt, that's what it is. Corruption, right? Now, I don't blame people for wanting to get ahead, because everybody would want to get ahead. It is very hard for me to say that I can take any one of you or me or whoever watching this video and put me in certain position and tell myself honestly that there will not be a selfish thought in someone's mind. That is impossible. It's called human nature. It's called human nature. Right? And human nature inherently is selfish. Okay? So answering that young man's question, just understand it is not only APNU or PNC that got the country like this. But at this point in time, it is APNU keeping the country from moving forward. And that is where the problem is with APNU at this particular moment. They are keeping the country from moving forward based on accurate recounts and certified valid votes. They want to keep the country from moving forward. They have used all sorts of frivolous excuses to attempt to carry out their hidden agendas. And they have been caught for all of the stupidness that they've been doing. They've been caught at every step, every point. And I'm not even saying that I dislike APNU. I dislike a lot of shit they've been doing. My opinion against APNU isn't even relevant anymore, because what they have done to themselves politically, internationally, morally, they have slayed themselves. I knew that the suicide rate in Guyana was going up. I didn't know political parties joined that list. But at least with APNU, it was forward ever, backward never. So forward on to suicide skunt, because that's what's going on. Y'all can't stop and back up for a minute and say, oh, skunt, we going down the wrong road. You see, that's the problem when you refuse to back up for a minute. You got everything in your face like this. You can never understand what you're looking at. You got to back up. So even your slogan, forward ever, backward never, is a failed concept. Because even the artist painting his magnificent masterpiece, when he making a brilliant stroke, he got to stop and stand back and look for a second, so he could see how this stroke would relate to the rest of the masterpiece. It is only common sense. And because they are not exercising common sense, is why I stand against this country. They're too stupid to run this country. They gonna fuck up me, they gonna fuck up you, they gonna fuck up all of their own supporters. They too dunce. You're not gonna take a child and put him to drive a car while you sitting in the back seat, because you know the child just is incapable of operating that vehicle at the stage of which his development is at. And APNU is not, and I repeat, is not developed enough as a structured body to manage their own house affairs, much less the country's affairs. And I dare you to tell me I lie, because I can prove it to you. I can prove it to you. They can't maintain discipline among their own supporters. How can they maintain discipline throughout the country? If you can't discipline 100 people, how are you going to discipline a whole country? Can't happen. Can't happen. If you can't count to 10, you're gonna count to 100. They didn't make it past 65. Okay? This is a simple thing. Right? I ain't saying that none of the people that going up there right now is the righted person. But I could definitely tell you, the PPP has an economic agenda. They are better at economics, which is what the country needs at the moment, because we don't have any other viable option. It happened between, our choices were simple: APNU, AFC, PNC, or PPP. And the reality is, APNU is just not capable. They'll make a damn great opposition, because they could talk, abuse, bring up, and dance in court for a year apparently. But to lead, man, to lead. That is where the problem is. That is where the problem is. Because most of the leaders in APNU have capitalized and grown to leadership position in APNU and AFC in these areas because of racial politics. Imagine if you were promoted simply because you were a racist. What type of bosses would you have to deal with? So no way. So no way. So no way can I stomach seeing this shit happen again. Right? The PPP has to come out of detention. They have went in detention for a whole period. Right? So now they have to come out of detention. And they have to go back into doing what they're supposed to do, which is the right thing, or the skunk can get voted out. But this nonsense that APNU is doing, by holding the whole country hostage, by using all sorts of mechanisms and fancy ting, you know, it's never gonna work. Let me give you a real example that might just be reflective of everything, right? A man walk in a place, he see a woman he like real bad. He tell the woman, sweetheart, I want you. The woman said, man, I ain't really feeling you like that. And the woman get up and walk away. And the man holds she down now and say, woman, I taking you. She's screaming, no. Please don't do that. But the man still insists. And the man telling she right now, if you don't give me a piece of what I want, whether you want to or not, I ain't losing you. What is that called? Well, whatever the name for it, that's the same shit happening with Guyana right now. Right? That is the same shit happening with Guyana right now. Because the woman done telling the man, hey, me and you don't work for one another. I want to leave. But the man holding her against his will, against her will. If it would have happened to a woman, skunt, you would have called it rape, you would have called it kidnapping, you would have called it everything. Well, it's happening to a whole country right now. What do you call it? But I ain't know what to call it, skunt, but I can tell it as it is. That's a fact. Right? And I know plenty of people don't like it. Well, if you don't like it, stop doing it, no? The amount of trolls and people has come up and tell me, why are you talking skunt? Yeah, I know it's skunt you're doing. What else you want me talking? Know what I see? Plenty of people don't like it. But all I could do is tell you what I see. I can't tell you what I don't know. But what I do know is that if the people of Guyana were to hold one head and systematically boycott the shit out of all of this, that same man who's holding that woman down the bartender would be allowed to jump across and kick his skunt 2 times. And he ain't never gonna want to come in the place and do that to the woman again. Right? But the people gotta stand up. Because if the woman don't yell help, nobody would ever know she is being forced against her will. And shame on everybody that would sit back and watch that woman be held against her will. It's almost like you enjoy seeing she get pressure. It's almost like you enjoy seeing she get pressure. Well, if you feel for she, then you feel for the country. Well, I got girl children, I feel for she's skunt. So I feel for the country. Because this is a country of women and men. And I hate to see that all of my brothers and sisters in this country, even those that don't like me, right? Because as Abel, I must have a cane somewhere out there, right? I still feel for you. I still feel for you. In fact, I've went through some of it. I've went through more. I understand where you're there. That is why we built our organization to come and help people. But one thing that I could definitely tell, I ain't helping no racist person that I find to be racist. I ain't helping nobody that supports a dictatorship that enslaves me. I ain't helping nobody that selling guns to the Apache. Not me. I ain't doing that. Forgive me, people of Apache descent and origin and things like that is just a terminology in our country. It's meant as slang. It's not meant in any way bad, right? So, just understand it. It's a slang, right? Good. Guys, I know a lot of people who are part of the Apache tribe in the U.S. and whatnot, and you're good people, right? But yeah, in our country, we have the slang, right? So let me make sure I stand politically correct there, right? When people say, what do you mean by, what do you mean, right? You know, so just putting it out there. But this is nonsense. It's chaos right now, right? It is definitely chaos right now when it comes to what is happening. And it's just a handful of people, right? I now notice, I mean, it's just a handful of people really creating all of these issues. But we are a building full of people. If we stand up together and hold one head, no way a handful could win in this. Right? No way a handful could win in this. Especially a weak hand. Because they're playing a very weak hand. Some of us sitting with a royal flush. And you think we bluffing. But they playing with a weak hand. Right? And ladies and gentlemen, I encourage you not to fall for any of these fear tactics. And they're going to want to get a little bit more drastic. But provided that you team up with other people in your community, you have your watch groups, you have your little co-ops formed, you will be able to rally through all of this without any headache whatsoever. Right? There are outside forces ready to step in, but at the same time, nobody ain't gonna step in until they see you fighting for yourself, and you got to fight the right way. It's gotta be a peaceful way of fighting. You gotta boycott. And if you ain't sure how to successfully do that, private message. I'll tell you how. Right? It is time to give a new party a try. It's been time to give a new party a try for a very, very long time. However, the new parties have never gotten the amount of support that they needed, because both major parties have been offering financial incentives to their supporters and things like this, that the only way you will support a new party is if you are truly a patriot. But most of us aren't. Most of us, we just there. However, in order for a new party to come about, you must level the playing field. Please send me back the message, Sarita, and let me check it back. Right? I do like maybe about 600 or 700 correspondence a day, right? Right? Yes. But before a new party could come, we have to level the playing field. The Constitution needs to be reformed. There's no way. Listen, let me tell you this, right? Me and all, in my opinion, I feel the new parties, all them small parties, get robbed. Right? In my personal opinion. I feel the two larger parties probably gangster off the two smaller party numbers. I ain't saying they. I definitely feel the skunt. However, the way the system is, it's controlled by the two major parties, and the small man never got the voice in the house. You ain't see the system to pick the leaders of the country, GECOM, is comprised of half PPP, half PNC or APNU or whatever the hell they want to call themselves. So, who speaks for the small groups? The public doesn't really have a representative there. There's no objective opinion in that commission. Is there an Amerindian on that commission? Is there Portuguese on that commission? Is there Chinese on that commission? I see GECOM got a 6-seat commission. Did they realize that that 6 seats was supposed to be for one of each fucking race? And not half black and half Indian? Did they not realize though? But who knows, eh? Who knows? That would have made GECOM a little bit more fair. But there's no way for any small group to rise when GECOM is only controlled by two monsters and nobody else, no peasant, nobody else from the village get to have the voice there. It is only the two man that got the voice there. You are telling me that that could ever be a level playing field for a small group to get up? These small groups ain't got the resources. Those who are in power, were in power, had the state's resources to finance their campaigning and everything else, to offer bribe, to buy support. Here's the thing, it come back down to marketing, right? You walking down the road and you look inside the shoe store, but you only seeing 2 pairs of shoes. They look nice, they look real good, shiny, or skunted shiny. You know it costs good money. You want it, your heart want it. When you walk in the store now, you realize the store full of other shoe. However, you mind still dip on the shiny shoe. That has become the object of your attention. But the more comfortable shoe, which don't carry the name brand, they're coming at a cheaper cost and giving you better results, you dare not put it on. Why? Because somebody else has already tainted your perception of what a nice shoe should be. You going for looks now, you ain't going for functionality. What we need is functionality. Right? That is what we need, is functionality. And the fact that we're having bomb threats right now, we're having fires at public office buildings and government buildings, right? Where our elections are stagnated. That is evidence that both of the major groups who conform to make the commission, that's evidence that both of them are not ready. Because we would have never gotten to this point. I know some people don't like that. They don't want to hear that. But, oh, give Jackie jacket. If a man is imperfect, don't make him feel perfect. Let him know, yo, you can improve in these areas. But if that man, when you are trying to give him counsel, turns around and attacks you for the counsel that you give him, then you need to stay far from that man. Because that man is a dangerous man. Because only a fool will not take counsel. If that man tells you you are his enemy because you have corrected him, then he is definitely not your friend. Stay far. Stay far. Okay, let's see something. There is a question here from Marcia Jones Michelle, right? Or Mitchell. I think it's Mitchell, right? So y'all fight the colonizers for freedom, and you want them back. Okay. Reasonable question. First thing, just like you, I never fought a colonizer, right? So let's just get to honesty here, right? You were never there to fight that fight. Neither was I. So I did not fight them because I was not there. You can talk about it, but history, especially the history of our country, is not 100% accurate. Why? Because for the most part, and I can tell you, a lot of people didn't know how to write to document everything correctly, and much of it get passed down the line as Nancy's story and become traditionally what we've heard. Okay? That is a fact. But I have never fought a colonizer. Okay? What I have seen is a corrupted government. And I know that that corrupted government needs to be managed. One corrupted aspect of the government was managed in 2015. It gone and go take its discipline and come back and is hoping to do a better job. The next one now, you're attempting to discipline in fairness, and it refuses to take discipline. In fact, it wants to overthrow the master of the house, which is the people or the will of the people. Which means more now than ever, it needs to be disciplined. I don't know about you, right? What is a colonizer? Let's talk about this. Is it not the person that goes and builds a colony or is part of a colony and it is growing? What is a colony? A colony is basically a branch of a main body, right? It's a part of something. And the countries that have colonized in Guyana in the past, they were expanding. And if not for those colonizers, some of we mother skunt wouldn't know how to read and write either. We would have still been running through the fucking bush, right? Or having elephant skunt drag we down the fucking road inside some jungle back out in India as well. So you can talk all you want to talk about the colonizer, but everything had its benefit. Can you tell me what system of education Guyana runs with? Not an English system, not a British system. How many of you would be able to read and write if not for the colonizers? Explain that to me. Well, let me tell you what, right now the country is plagued by illiteracy. Can the dunce teach the dunce? Anything other than dunceness? Tell me, explain it to me. There's like some people say, there's a lot of these things like BLM right now, Black Lives Matters. They're out there saying, white people bought us as slaves and treated us as slaves. Okay, respect. Because there were instances of that. But they never say, hey, we own black brothers, sell we as slave, kidnap we from being free man, turn we into slave, subjected us to slavery, and sold us to the white man who, though he bought us as a slave, eventually gave us independence and freedom. Marsha Jones, once again, you speak of something you know not anything about. You were not there. But since you want to talk about the Portuguese and the fact that they were colonizers, right? Peter de Gar is of Portuguese descent, and he is one of the first companies in Guyana through Banks DIH to turn his same fucking workforce into shareholders of his company. And now Banks is one of the most successful companies in this country from then till now. So, maybe you're right. The Portuguese were colonizers that didn't have much interest in the welfare of natives. But that is because the Portuguese did not come and treat Indians and blacks and Amerindians as natives. They treated you as civilized people. They made you shareholders. They taught you how to make nice rum. They taught you how to do certain things. They didn't come to this country without skill. Tell me. Guyana has never been in a state of real independence either. The Amerindians are still subjected to the rule of Indians and blacks. How dare anyone can say Guyana has established itself for real independence? Black man got independence in Africa. Indian man got independence in India. But Amerindian man in his own fucking country can't run the country. Tell me. Tell me. But yet, Granger spent over $200 million of money on an inauguration, and then how much ever money on independence to basically showcase that he was independent. Finally independent. Because he had tax money for supporting. So nobody can tell me nonsense. Nobody can tell me nonsense. From 2015 to now, it has been a constant system of mismanagement of public resources and overspending. My prediction from when I saw APNU first come has come to pass. Never see come to fucking see. And they wasting it. Never see come to see. That is a Guyanese saying. They never see it, and when they finally come to see it, it's pure thief and corruption, without any limit, without any boundary. Nobody ain't even just tighten the faucet a little bit just to ease the pressure. No, full blast, Scott. Now the house flood, and we draining it, and they vex. They vex. Exactly. Alicia baby love. Alicia baby love. I like that. Alicia baby love. Right? Exactly. The PPP did it. The PPP did their own skunt too. But here's the problem. APNU was supposed to fucking be better, and they weren't. They went and they were worse. Right? Right? So in the meantime, the PPP has to be the temporary fix. At least until the doctor get here for perform the surgery. The PPP need to be the plaster Paris, because APNU or PNC, them is the broke leg skunt. You can't win race with one leg broke. Not easy. Not easy. And then if you know that your leg broke and you're running the race, instead of lightening up the load, skunt, they throwing more load upon you. Pair weights, skunt. Pair weights. Minister them, use them tax money and country money for getting married. People you buy, you know what's going on. You know what's going on. But here's the problem. And here's why it can't get solved during or using the standard operating procedures of politics in Guyana. Because of the same statement you made there, Alicia baby love. That is an excuse. That is an excuse to do the wickedness too. Well, the PPP did it. What does that mean? That means it's okay for them to do it too? Or that means that you as a citizen will sit back and watch one more group rape, rob, and pillage this country again? Because that seems like a very narrow perspective that you speak from there. Very, very narrow perspective. Right? For the person that is from Venezuela looking for the job, right, please private message me, and I'll put you through with our translator who is running that particular section of the program that we do. Okay? So make sure that you do that. The fact that you're typing here, you know, in English, it looks like you can speak some English, which will make it easier for you to be employed, providing that your paperwork is up in order. Right? Hold on, Leroy Adams, stop. You would be wrong with that statement that you made when you said the PPP never burned down places. Ministry of Housing fire, my buddy. Ministry of Housing. Still under questionable circumstances. Right? So just understand, right? We can't say that the PPP did it. I never see the PPP do it. However, it happened at the same time. So we can't say that APNU burned down these places either. We could just say that there's lawlessness and these buildings are burning. So if we're going to state it, we have to state it correctly. If not, we're going to seem very biased. And I don't want to seem biased because realistically, I'm not. Right? Plus, I'm already getting hammered for a lot of shit that I do say, but it's the truth. I just don't want to say, you know, a misconception or seem like I'm promoting a misconception. Right? Right? So, it's a big thing. Right? Bottom line though, Guyana is, if the people of this country can hold one head, if you don't know how, contact me. I can tell you how. We can do things, help you wherever we could, but I could only help you based on reality. Okay? That is a fact. I can only help you based on reality. Right? That is a fact. Right? So, hold on. Yeah. What I would ask is that, you know, if you're not a part of my network directly, or if you're not one of our sponsors or people who help keep this whole thing popping, that you do not try to advertise your stuff on my vlog commentary. If you would like to, however, contact me, right? And I can make that possible for you. Okay? Not a problem. I understand you want to get it out there, but there's a correct way to do it. You just can't bully your way in on the page and try to pick up on what's going on, right? But I've done that before, so I understand, right? However, I would give you something very, very good, and you know, and you could actually have your stuff promoted here and in a lot of other areas, okay? Especially if your business is a good business and it's needed, I don't mind helping to promote you, okay? But please do so with my permission and not just trying to, you know, live off the little hype. I getting cost for this thing, right? You ain't getting cost for this thing. So if you want benefit off of me getting cost for this thing, right, you gotta discuss it first with me first, right? That's marketing and advertising. Okay? Please. Okay? Any comment like that, I would delete it. Alright? I wouldn't block you. If I see you do it again, I can block you. But please, you know, make sure that it just go one way, right? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, right, there's just still a lot of nonsense going on in our country. There's ways to fix it, easy ways to fix it. But here's the thing: you got to put the racism aside. You got to put all the corruption aside. Joanne Delgado. I just said people can't come and advertise on my stuff without my permission, right? You must be one dunce son of a bitch or one real scanty whore out there for come and tell me I set a mother skunt, right? Right? So what happened? Y'all want to live off of people for fucking free. That's what you want. Fuck though. You can't live off of me thing for free. That's what you want. You want a handout. You just one of them handout bitches. That's what you is. You are a handout mother skunt. Right? Block you dumb skunt. You just one of them bottom feeder. Them crab in the barrel. Right? Them stink mouth goat. You want to come and what happened? Right? Y'all want to come and what? Bully y'all way into meeting? Fuck you. This is transported space here. This is my personal page. right? You gotta go and thief food out of Granger mouth, not me own, okay? That's what you gotta go do. You can't come here and do as you fucking feel. What you think this is? This is Facebook. This ain't Guyana skunt, you know. You could get deported off me page, just like I just did. Oh. Wanna set the fucking hand out.
Another one, yeah.
You are
Stay down.
Yeah, that thing is hilarious. Don't even understand. Marsha, you see this? You see how I done falsely getting accused, Marsha? You ask question me and you talk and I answer and you think, and you know damn well you ain't paying me or you ain't no sponsor. But of course, if you ask a question, I gotta answer the question. At least provided I could answer the question, I gotta answer the question. Alicia baby love, well you know damn straight too, you don't pay me nothing. How baby gonna pay me? He's a big man. And they want to come here and they want, I don't know what's skunt. Them just want free fucking ride. That's all them want. They want free ride, skunt. Call David Granger boss and get a free ride. They pay for with tax money. You money. Tax money. Provided you're a working class citizen, you pay tax. Fucking people, what do you think this is? Planting chip festival I got handout and give handout to fucking people? No, not me. Not on me page. I done doing plenty charity in my own personal life. You can't come and try for what make yourself popular. No, you gotta get some cuss just like me too. Go out and put up your opinion and let half the country come and subject you to the cussing and the low attack and the death threats and everything. And then you wouldn't even need to come and try for bully me page. Oh. It's wrong. Why you didn't do it yesterday when I didn't shave yet? You wait till I look sexy. No, you want to come and profit off me? You can't pimp me out for you business. No way. No way. At least not without a contract. I need it in writing. Oh. They're talking about, man. Imagine all the door. I can't get me cut properly. People want free ride all the time. Right? Anyway, talking about free ride and seeing a hungry belly popping up, right? Help remind me that it's actually past lunchtime and I need to eat, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and eat so that I don't become a hungry belly troll myself and go and gobble them up on their personal Facebook page, right? So in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, take care. God bless you, and look forward to talking to all of you again. Marsha, Jones, Michelle, right? You're welcome to come and give your commentary, to have a discussion, right? Just don't throw up nothing like crazy racial, nothing like that, right? Just know that I got love for everybody, right? I got a little bit of all six up in me. I ain't really got time with too much of the politics, but at the same time, I got to address it because it's screwing up all of us in Guyana. Okay, so that's what's up, right? So, you know, that's what's up. Right now, I got all six races in me. So big up to all six races in Guyana. Right, this ain't no GECOM thing. Not only Indian, not only black. I talking about all six. Right, I love all you guys. Unite. Stop this bullshit. Get rid of this dictatorship. Our country needs to transition. Right, we're in a state of transition. We need to continue. Okay, and all them corrupted politicians and them. Yeah, I tell you straight. Let me walk on something. Plenty of them need to go to prison. Right. Okay, go. Thank you very much. You guys take care. God bless. Bye-bye.